It is the 16th of August, the year 2024, a minute to the top of the hour. How are you this evening? We hope you are fine and well wherever you're watching us from. This is KUTV, a new experience, and our reporters in the newsroom have been up and about, interacting with different issues and different people, and they have brought you different stories tonight. And here are the top ones. President Ruto hosts National Music Festival winners at Eldoret State Lodge. Embakasi East MP Babu Owino urges the president to cease his tours around the country. Embu members of county assemblies threatened to impeach county executive committee members due to incompetence and non-performance. No new Mpox infections reported in the country since the first, Ministry of Health states. This is KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin. And John Opio joins us in the sign language interpretation tonight. Welcome to the next 40 or so minutes of information happening in the country and beyond our borders. And of course, on behalf of the KUTV newsroom, I'm here to inform you on exactly that. We begin. Now, in a spectacular showcase of talent, the 96th Kenya National Music Festival culminated with a special performance for President William Ruto and his deputy alongside other dignitaries at the Eldoret State Lodge. During the event, President Ruto not only celebrated the arts, but also took the opportunity to defend the artists in the creative space, emphasizing the need for fair compensation and stronger copyright laws.
The best performances from the 96th Kenya National Music Festival took center stage, captivating an audience that included President William Ruto, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, and top government officials. The festival's theme, Talent Development for Growth of the Creative Economy, reflected the government's focus on fostering the arts as a key driver of Kenya's future. The president highlighted the government's commitment to supporting the creative industry and strengthening copyright laws to protect artists' intellectual property. The president emphasized that artists must receive fair compensation for their work, echoing sentiments from Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen, who stressed that more funds should go directly to artists rather than intermediary agencies.
It is my position and direction that 80% of those resources should go to the artists. At the moment, as less as 20% gets to the artists. Royalties is not money for running offices. Royalty is money for artists.
President William Ruto also touched on the conclusion of sending letters to university students clarifying the new financing model. He assured that the government will shoulder the larger portion of fees, with parents contributing the remaining part, making higher education more accessible. At the same time, the president addressed the looming teachers' strike, calling for proper negotiations between the Teacher Service Commission, Kenya National Union of Teachers, and the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers, KUTV, to ensure the implementation of the 2021 Collective Bargaining Agreement, CBA.
We have also agreed that Treasury, TSC, and the teaching fraternity sit together and look at the possibilities of ensuring that we implement our commitment as government so that we avoid unnecessary industrial action in that space and avoid interruptions in our institutions of learning.
Abdul Samad Mahmoud, KUTV.
Embakasi East Member of Parliament Babu Owino and several other members of Parliament have today asked the President to cease his numerous tours and instead focus on engaging his cabinet in order to ensure the country's economic development and to see the end of corruption. The leaders also found issues with the new funding model that they say has seen several students defer previous semesters for lack of school fees.
Babu Owino, Member of Parliament for Embakasi East, and several other members of Parliament have today issued a statement demanding that the President stop doing his endless county tours and instead focus on issues that affect the country. They outlined issues to include corruption, high cost of living, the unworkable university funding model, unemployment, and improving service delivery.
The Gen Zs and millennials of Kenya are unhappy because you have refused to free the youth who were abducted by the police, and you have refused to drop the trumped-up charges against the peaceful demonstrators who went to the streets to ask for good governance of their country. The young people are shocked that you have refused to drop the new funding model of college and university education, which is forcing them to drop out of college.
Githunguri, Member of Parliament Gathoni Wamuchomba, on her part emphasized the need of ensuring government accountability for the deaths that took place during the recent nationwide anti-finance bill demos. Additionally, Wamuchomba noted that Ruto's obsession with new things such as the new university funding model and abolition of Linda Mama has led the country into confusion and menace.
The young people should not feel guilty for being on the road to present petitions to Parliament, because that is their right as enshrined in the Article 31 of the Kenyan Constitution. The right to present public petitions to public authorities. It is their right.
She urged the young people not to shun away from advocating and petitioning for what they want, adding that they have a right to picket and petition the government according to Article 31 of the Kenyan Constitution.
And in a dramatic turn of events, Embu Ward representatives have threatened to remove County Executive Committee CEC members from their positions over allegations of poor performance, legal violations, and mismanagement of funds. This threat following an intense scrutiny of Professor Joe Kamaria, the CEC for Finance and Economic Planning, by the County Assembly Public Accounts Committee, PAC. Our very own Jelena Kware has more.
Embu Ward representatives have threatened to impeach members of the County Executive Committee, citing incompetence, poor performance, and legal violations. This threat follows a detailed interrogation of Finance and Economic Planning CEC Professor Joe Kamaria, prompted by the Auditor General's report on the County Revenue Fund for the fiscal year ending June 30th, which highlighted significant financial mismanagement.
tumeshuhudia kwamba pesa mingi zimeweza kupotea katika kaunti yetu ya Embu. Moja ikiwa ni unsupported interest ambayo inaudhi sana kwamba afisa wamekuwa wakichukua pesa na hawarudishi document ama makaratasi kuonesha vipi pesa imetumika. Zaidi ya shilingi milioni 20 imejitokeza.
During the County Assembly Public Accounts Committee PAC session, it was revealed that drugs worth 7.9 million shillings donated to the county had expired in the stores of Embu Level 5 Hospital. Professor Kamaria struggled to justify why these drugs were left unused, especially given the persistent drug shortages across the county. He also faced difficulties explaining why 25.4 million shillings in outstanding interests had not been accounted for over the past 5 years, with some junior officers reportedly holding interests up to 2.9 million shillings.
Wengine wanademand, wanauliza tutapata dawa wapi? Kumbe dawa zimeharibikia hapa General Hospital kwa store na hazijakuwa delivered to the concerned dispensaries. Tumesema hivi, huyu waziri afanye kazi.
The auditor's report further exposed that 5.8 million shillings was paid to 2 law firms without county cabinet approval or itemized fee notes. Additionally, 11.1 million intended as retention funds for contractors was missing from county accounts.
Pia tumeona kuna mali mingi wanatumia pesa bila sheria, japo yenye tunakota pesa nayo iko na error yenye bado haijakuwa hand over kwa county government of Embu. Sai pesa ikipotea hatuwezi jua imepotelea wapi.
Professor Kamaria was given 7 days to document the corrective measures taken in response to the Auditor General's findings and report back to the County Assembly. As the scrutiny continues, the pressure mounts on the County Executive Committee to address the serious concerns raised by the Auditor General's report. Joylene Akware, KUTV.
And following recent sentiments made by the ousted UDA party's Secretary General Cleophas Malala, the UDA party's newly installed Secretary General Hassan Omar has today in a statement brushed off claims made by Malala, insinuating that his ousting was orchestrated as part of political move. In a press release dated 16th of August, Hassan Omar stated that Malala's ousting was carried out legally, following all laid out procedures to kick him out. The statement went on to read, and I quote, Malala's colorless stint as Secretary General was characterized by melodrama, toxicity, missteps, discord, ruin, a failed leadership in all aspects. The party therefore does not wish to be drawn into endless shenanigans, recognizing its status as the party of the president, the nation's ruling party. End of quote. That's politics for you. Moving on, the Ministry of Health in its latest statement has confirmed that Kenya has no new cases of monkeypox infection after the detection of the first case in the country. This comes just a few days after the disease was recognized as a public health emergency following the discovery of the first case, and the ministry managed to trace 12 people who had come into contact with the patient, and they were all tested along with 6 other separate cases. All these tests turned out negative. In the event of a suspected infection, Kenyans are advised to visit the nearest health center, while also contacting all persons that the suspected case came into contact with, reporting to the nearest health facility, and avoiding physical contact with others. Residents of Emurua Dikir in Narok County are now voicing their frustration over a 300 shilling million health facility that has remained unused for several years. The hospital, initiated by the former President Uhuru Kenyatta in 2017 and commissioned by former Governor Samuel Tunai, was meant to serve the local community. However, to date, it remains non-operational despite being fully equipped with state-of-the-art apparatus.
In Emurua Dikir, Narok County, residents are now calling out the government of a stalled health facility project whose construction was launched by the previous government. The project, estimated to be worth 300 million Kenyan shillings, was initiated in 2017 but up until now remains non-functioning. Daniel Langat, a resident, expressed dissatisfaction with the sorry state of the health facility that was to them going to be a long-needed relief. According to Daniel, the residents are forced to travel for up to 70 kilometers in search for crucial health services.
Mia gharama kubwa kwenda matibabu kutafuta Longiza, kwenda Tenwek, kwenda Ndanai, kilomita karibu 80 kuanzia hapa Emurua Dikir. Na wananchi wa hapa wanakuja mguu. Kwa hivyo tunakupea ilani ya siku 14 urespond kwa issues ambazo tunataka. Kama ni mambo ya 3-phase generator, tunataka wewe uweke. Kama ni mambo ya maji, chimba maji.
Mimi juzi, kuna my brother nilipoteza juzi 3 weeks ago. Nilipeleka hospitali mbalimbali lakini mwisho alikufia Kablong Hospital. Bill ilifika 1,300.
The facility that was to be established as a level 4 hospital includes radiology, theater and mortuary sections, none of them which are functional now. One resident, Kiptuya Morgo, shared his personal ordeal, explaining how his brother's body had to be taken to Kaplong mortuary, with the family incurring additional costs, despite Emurua Dikir's mortuary being fully equipped and ready for use.
Gavana wetu, kwa nini hospitali ichafunguliwa isaidie wamama, wazee, isaidie kila mtu mwenye mgonjwa. Kwa wamama unapata wengi wanasafirishwa hadi Tenwek, Longisa, Litein, Kablong ama Ndanai.
Tunashukuru tena gavana kwa sababu ameanzisha procedure ya kugazeti hospitali ya Emurua Dikir level 4 itoke level 3 iende level 4.
While responding to these grievances, Weldon Rope, chief officer in the county government and a local resident, acknowledged the community's concerns but highlighted the county administration's efforts. He stated that the county government had allocated more funds in the 2022-2023 financial year to acquire essential equipment including radiology machines and hospital beds, all of them which have been delivered to the facility.
Generator that has already been paid. What we are just awaiting is the supply. And that is also the reason why the guys from the mortuary for the cold rooms, they haven't completed the installation because as you've noticed, you don't have power.
While the community awaits the activation of the facility, the county government's ongoing efforts and investments offer hope for a more accessible and functional health service in the near future.
"18 minutes past the top of the hour. Time for us to take a short break here on KUTV Primetime News. Remember that this live broadcast is on YouTube at KUTV News Kenya, and conversation is there at KUTV_Kenya on X. Be sure to talk to us as we get to go on and inform you on what's happening in the country and beyond. We'll be back in just about a bit. Stay here.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Ni nguzo na uso wa jamii. Kupanda shuka, akawa tuzo. Ukakamavu wake, ukatii na kumfanya mwenye bidii. Kwa machozi na makeke, akabaini jinsi ya kuweni. Huyu ni mwanamke ngangari, kwa jinsi alivyo ng'ari-ng'ari. Mimi ni mwanamke mwake. Usikose kutazama kipindi cha mwanamke mwake, nami Caroline Kimwele.
Baada ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi hawana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili
bila uoga. Watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi, hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin. It is 22 minutes past the top of the hour. Welcome back. Let's continue to keep you informed. Now, with the planned Kenya Aviation Workers Union strike come Monday, 12th of August, the Kenya Airports Authority KPA has assured the airport operations will continue as normal even during the strike. This was in a statement released earlier today by the authority acknowledging the planned strike while assuring the negotiations are still ongoing with the relevant stakeholders to ensure that an amicable agreement is reached. And casual laborers in Kilifi have come out to lament over the county government's decision to give their job to a company that will have the privilege of choosing whether to retain them or not. Elsewhere in Migori, Suna West MP has defended the president's new cabinet composition, saying that it is a good move to have the opposition in the cabinet. This and more in the day's county wrap.
Kilifi casual laborers are expressing concern over the decision by the Kilifi County government to outsource their services from a company that will either choose to retain them or bring its own laborers. This situation has left the workers worried as they fear the worst. Additionally, the workers worry that even if retained, they are likely to lose benefits that the county gives when their employer ceases to be the Kilifi County government.
Tuko tayari kufanya kazi na county, hatuko tayari kufanya kazi na kampuni. Na tunasikitika kwa sababu ya barua hii ambayo imetokea ikisema kwamba kutakuwa na kampuni ambayo ita take over, kazi hiyo inafanywa na hiyo kampuni. Sasa sisi kwa ile miaka yote ambayo tumefanya, tunaona ni dhulma ambayo wanataka kutufanyia. Huwezi kutoka kama casual na ukarudi ukao unafanya kazi kwa kampuni. Ni kama umetolewa nje ya kampuni. Kwa hivyo benefits zote ambazo zitakuwa zinatoka kwa county sisi tutakuwa tunazikosa kwa sababu sisi tuna mwajiri wetu wa kibinafsi. So sisi tunaomba sana na tunawasilisha hii.
Elsewhere in Migori County, the Member of Parliament for Suna West, Peter Masara, has emphasized the stance by government that the opposition needed to be in the cabinet to enhance peace. This he said while distributing equipment that will help create employment to the youth in Migori town.
We must protect that country called Kenya. When things are not good, it needs extraordinary measures. That is why we in Azimio, we agreed with the experts who were seconded to the government to help the government stabilize, and we move forward for the current generation and generation to come.
Nilishikwa 2014 mwezi wa 5. Nikaenda remand, capital remand. Nikavaa nguo za remand capital. Nikafungwa 2017 mwezi wa 5. 2014 mwezi wa 5. 2017 mwezi wa 5. Nikahukumiwa, nikaenda mahali inaitwa Langata Women.
In Kirinyaga County, friends and family continue to jubilate after the release of Jane Karimi, who had been held behind bars for murder. A celebration was held at her local church, Great Victory Pentecostal Church of God at Kimbimbi. Her relatives and friends could not hide their joy as they sang, danced, and cut cake. Jane expressed that she has seen the hand of God and is ready to live with her family peacefully. Elsie Nyangor, KUTV.
Just before we go to the international news away from our borders, I beg your pardon. I informed you that the Kenya Airports Authority story with the Aviation Workers Union strike, I notified you that it's set to happen from the 12th of August, but it's the 19th of August. Because 12th of August is previous Monday, so the coming Monday is 19th of August, where the Workers Union of the Kenya Aviation are supposed to be going on strike, but of course that being catered for even as we get to near those particular dates. Now, in international news, Cameroonian authorities have warned some parents against violating child labor practices and exposing them to dangers. This came amidst growing concerns of parents and guardians letting their children spend their summer selling goods to generate extra income.
The cost of living has gone up in Cameroon, and the impact is being felt by Chirobe Stella's family of 10 who rely on her for survival. So, to lessen the burden, she sends her teenage children to the streets to sell goods during summer holidays.
They must go and hawk so that we can meet up with our house activities, maybe our clothing, our feeding, yes, our health issues, because at times we do fall sick. Things are very expensive now in our country.
Despite her efforts to provide for her family's needs, Stella is concerned about the risk her children may face while selling on the streets.
When they go out there, we're praying to God, God protect my children, because the outside is bad. We cannot predict what can happen out there. Yes, we do have concern, and we caution them. You people should not go and stay out till late.
Unemployment and poverty are driving many Cameroonian parents to put their children to work, according to a 2023 report from the Danish Refugee Council. The report highlights that girls selling goods in neighborhoods are especially at risk, facing dangers like sexual harassment and kidnapping. In response, the Cameroonian government is stepping in to help, offering mothers alternative sources of income through vocational training programs like computer skills, sewing, and catering.
The Women Empowerment Center is still here to empower women on that. Make them to be economic viable so that they can take care of their children without even depending on the income that some of those children can give.
Some parents are sending their children to master other skills rather than following risky pursuits. The Volcanic Warrior Sports and Recreational Academy offers both free and paid courses teaching computers, basketball, and music, among other things.
Education does not end only in academics. Education goes with what we call co-curricular activities, as we may name them, but which are a vital tool to present-day life.
Government authorities like Stella say that initiatives providing economic support to parents are essential in preventing child labor. She also said that they offer training in industrial equipment so they can maintain jobs and have a stable income.
We are making it to be sustainable because we want women to be economically independent so that they don't depend on people.
The government-funded free training programs are important in Buya subdivision, where over 70 women graduate annually from the Women's Empowerment Program, many of whom receive equipment and startup capital to secure better jobs.
It is 9:30 p.m. We take another short break right here on KUTV Primetime News. When we come back loaded with sports news.
Ni kaunti maarufu kwa kuzalisha maziwa na ukuzaji wa majani chai. Pia, serikali ya kaunti inawahimiza wakulima kukumbatia mitindo mingine ya kilimo kuzidisha mapato.
Kama kuna kikundi moja inafanya biashara ya kuuza kuku, hao pia tumewafadhili kuwafunza jinsi ya kuhandle zile kuku kwa sababu wanaleta kwa wingi.
Haya yote tunakuletea katika Boresha Kilimo, toleo la kaunti ya Bomet.
Kilimo ni nguzo kubwa kwa ujenzi wa taifa.
Are you healthy, or rather, do you maintain a healthy lifestyle? According to WHO, health is regarded as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. Welcome to Focus on Health, a show on all matters health, wellness, and lifestyle. On this show, we cover a wide variety of topics inclusive of, but not limited to, dental, optical, mental, reproductive health, and so much more. Join me, Joy Bofenda, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on KUTV for compelling insights and discussions on all matters health. See you then.
Focus on Health, your weekly dose of health and wealth information on KUTV.
Uncertainty looms and opportunities are scarce. It's time to break from the barrier and unlock your full potential.
We must live within our means. We cannot spend money that we don't have.
We will explore the fascinating world of investment, trade secrets, and entrepreneurship.
Sai challenges ziko mingi sana. Parking ya mzigo imekuwa mbaya. Unaweka pesa yako inakataa kurudi.
Whether you're a seasoned investor or just starting out, we've got you covered with invaluable insights to help you succeed.
Now, this year we have seen a rebound in the economy, which is well above the
global average of the 3%.
Join me, Anyango Sylvia, every Sunday and Monday on KUTV News at 9, and let's turn your dreams into reality.
Welcome back. Let's get sporty. Now, the final lap of the 2024 Loop Safari Gravel Series is slated for the 24th of August at the Vipingo Ridge in Kilifi County. This final race marks the conclusion of the 2024 Loop Safari Gravel Series, which kicked off earlier in the year at Tatu City. The race features 3 categories, including 20 kilometers for amateurs, 60 kilometers loop for cycling enthusiasts, and 120 km loop for professional cyclists, attracting both local and international cyclists. And Manchester United will tonight take on Fulham on the EPL's new season opening match at the Old Trafford from 10 p.m. East Africa time. The Red Devils, who showed signs of life against Manchester City in the Community Shield, are expected to take advantage of a difficult summer of transition for Fulham by claiming victory on the opening night of the campaign, although Fulham might have other plans. New Fulham signing Emil Smith-Rowe is expected to feature for the London club's attack line behind striker Rodrigo Muniz, who will inevitably give the United backline some problems tonight. Minutes after 9 p.m. My director Boniface Odhiambo, we call him Bonnie around here, before the bulletin began, he said that he wants Manchester United to either draw or lose, not to win. And Small Kev on the graphics is rooting for a win for Manchester United, which reminds me of a song that used to go, "Glory, glory, Man United." I don't know where the glory went to, but it's a lesson for us that today you might be, or people might be singing glory, glory to your name, but tomorrow comes and other giants come up and put you in a place that glory cannot be sung with your name in one sentence. So make hay while the sun shines, and take this particular time, take your years of strength to build up whatever you can before your days of lesser glory come. We've come to the end of the conversation tonight, and on behalf of Laban Shaban, the head of news, and the entire newsroom here tonight, we thank you so much for tuning in from all the way from Monday to this day on our Mizizi ya Habari at 6:30 p.m. and KUTV Primetime News at 9 p.m. from Monday to Friday. And we're ushering you to the weekend team. Mizizi Weekendi will be with you 6:30 p.m. tomorrow and Sunday, and Weekend Live at 9 p.m. Thank you so much for joining us for the almost 40 minutes of information of what is happening in the country and beyond. John Opio is the sign language interpreter for tonight. My name is Mutegi K. Martin. Good night.